Just Cash, let me ask you, you're a training instructor for this great ABC apprenticeship program. Did you come through the program yourself?
I did.
Okay.
I did. 30 years ago, I was at an elementary school, and we went twice a week at 4 hours, twice a week, Monday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday, and I went through the training program. And then I got my own C10 contracting license and did work. That was 30 years ago is when I started.
Wow.
And I went into the union as a foreman. They asked, they needed the help, and retired out of there 4 years ago. And you know, a lot of times people say, "Oh gosh, Jim, you're giving it back. You're giving back." I never thought of it like that. Never did. This is a continuation of my life, of my career. This is just another step. This is not giving back. I'm still in it. I just don't have my tools.
Oh.
You know, this is not, this is just another job site. It's still just as important. These young men and women who are here doing this, it's important to understand, to get across to them, this is your life. This is what you do. This is your avenue. This is college. This is important. I don't just teach electrical theory and conduit bending and wire pulling. There are life lessons involved in the trades. And the most important thing is to impart that to them, that there's an overall picture about this. This is not just an isolated, this is what I do. Actually, let's develop that. Let's grow that a little bit. This is what I do, but I'm just a journeyman, but I was an electrician just like you. I'm still an electrician. We're all just here. This is family. This is important. You know, my main motivation was that they're unskilled. They need someone to help them gain the skill, use the tools, because once you gain the skill, it can't be taken from you. You realize that with electrical, you can go anywhere around the world, and all you have to do is ask two questions. What's the frequency and what's the voltage? And everything else is the same. So there is a lot of continuity in this. And like I said, to reiterate, what I really am here for is not to give back, but to continue to do my job. It just happens to have another flavor, it's another aspect, but it's the same job. I've had hundreds of bosses on thousands of job sites, but I've only done one thing.
So let me ask you, you have worked for a labor union for a long time, and they have an apprenticeship program. ABC has an apprenticeship program. Is it roughly the same? Is there a slight qualitative difference? Is there a focus that might be different?
Yes, there is. They've got a great program, and so do we. But their program is based on a collectivism. This program is based on merit. Everybody in the union gets the same wage. We all stared at each other's paycheck. It's not a big deal. It didn't matter if you were really good or mediocre. You show up on the same job and you do, standing right next to the guy, he may be maybe not as good as you. But with the merit shop philosophy, it's you do the best you can. You know, it's very similar to we dispatch apprentices. So we can get you that intro to the job, to the boss, but you still have to keep that job. So that's responsibility on your end. The motivation, you know, one of the problems I ran into when I was speaking of with organized labor is that a lot of them assumed once they finished their apprenticeship, they were done learning. And I never got that. I never understood. What do you mean? You're finished. In other words, if you didn't learn it in your apprenticeship, you don't need it. That's not true. Life is not like that. I mean, reality is not like that. What's true is that you continue to learn.